With COVID numbers spiking in certain parts of the country, the impacted states are stepping up restrictions. Some require a negative coronavirus test to enter the state, or you must quarantine for 14 days. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly asks what North Dakota is doing to keep the numbers down and whether it foresees similar guidelines.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19, safety during traveling has been a hot topic. Some travelers taking precautions into their own hands.
We call it airplane kit. And so in it we have, it's more than just for airplanes. We also use it when we pump gas. If we're traveling by car, we cover our hands. We've got sanitizer, there's two kinds of gloves, and then in case we forget our cloth mask, we've got several disposable ones.
As Debbie and David prepare to return home to California, they take these extra steps in hopes of preventing the spread of coronavirus. But for some states, it's more than masks and sanitizing. Beginning August 1st, anyone traveling to Hawaii must be tested for COVID-19 within 72 hours of their arrival, or quarantine for 14 days. This applies to both visitors and residents. Alaska, Maine, and Vermont already following similar guidelines for out-of-state travelers. Health leaders in North Dakota currently only require a 14-day quarantine for international travel and say they don't expect to see domestic flights added to the guidelines at this time.
Right now, we really are focusing on education and hoping that people will do the right things and they'll take the precautions they need to take. And we believe that right now that's the best avenue for North Dakota.
While they may not implement the strict guidelines of other states, there are other precautions they recommend.
CDC's got a nice map where you can actually look at COVID activity in the last 7 days, how many cases have been reported in the last 7 days on states. Take a look at that activity in the area. And so you have a better understanding what's going on. And if there is a lot of activity, you may want to reconsider traveling.
Kruger says if you do visit one of these hot spots, practice social distancing when you come home. Also, travel smart like Debbie and David, sanitizing, wearing masks, and keeping your distance. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
And to read more about guidelines and recommendations for travel, download the VNL News app and click on this story.